is time for another classic JP and the Beans Top 5. Today's Top 5 topic are our top 5 comic book characters that have not received their due in a video game. So, to be clear, some parameters, and again, these rules are our own, so we get to make them up as we go, and
suck it.
Whatever we like goes. So it doesn't mean this character has never been in a video game. It does mean that they haven't been in a video game as a solo or primary character that has done them justice, right? So maybe, for example, and this is not a character that's going to be on my list, back in 2005, there actually was a Hulk game that was well received. People enjoyed it. All right, well, it's been 20 years, right, since 2005, if my math checks out, and I think it does. I would say the Incredible Hulk would qualify to end up on one of our lists. He's not going to, I don't think, but that is the broad kind of spectrum that we're operating within. Wolverine would be a candidate for this list because he hasn't had a solo game of note. He's obviously been in Marvel's Ultimate Alliance, which is great. But again, that's not a solo Wolverine game or a primary Wolverine game. There's dozens of characters.
Yeah, team games are off the table.
Yeah, team games are off the table. So those broad parameters established, we thought it'd be fun to share our top 5 picks for characters that we would love to see get their own solo game and that, frankly, I think we would be excited to play, right? So without further ado, Beans, you go first. Your number 5.
Yeah, so when I was going through this, I was, for most of these, except maybe 2, I think of the world building entirely.
Okay.
As well. Like the lands you can go and see and explore. Yep. So number 5, this is going to be a poll. I have Doctor Strange.
Oh, I like that. Yep.
The amount of different things you can see.
Totally.
The magic abilities that you can use. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of versatility with Doctor Strange.
The different dimensions and realms that you can enter.
Exactly. You're going 100%. Against Dormammu, Nightmare. You can even bring it back to the real world as well. You're defending New York.
Yeah.
There's a lot of different things. A lot of cool mystical artifacts you can dive into too. Maybe that's part of it, where you have to go get the Eye of Agamotto in one of them.
Yep.
Watching that, again, you're just in a wizard battle with Mordo.
Right.
Baron Mordo.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. That sounds cool.
Could be a ton.
So there's a with magic in itself, it's a very broad stroke of the brush where you can kind of just do what you want with it. It works. Yep. So my number 5, especially from the different worlds, I had Doctor Strange.
I love that take. That's a great take. All right. My number 5 is going to be Blade. Okay. The sheer gadgetry that character has at his disposal. Plus you're just walking around nuking vampires left and right, day and night, mostly at night. So much fun. Like the sword, the various throwing apparatuses that he has. I wish I could remember the name of the actual weapon, but it's like the chain. That's so much freaking fun. He has so many different ways to get at you. He's obviously very capable, but he's also very vulnerable. So I think there's a lot of natural risk in that game. I could see that being a ton of fun. I think the one big limitation is, and I love what you said with Doctor Strange, is, boy, there's a whole world to explore. I think it's a little tough for Blade. He's going to be very limited to, a city in all likelihood. Obviously, there are much more creative, clever people than I am that could perhaps take Blade other places. But hey, I don't care if you're giving me like an Arkham City version of Blade taking down vampires. That sounds like a great deal of fun.
Just going through Dracula's castle.
Count me in. Yeah. Number 5, Blade. My number 4. This may be a little bit of a pull as well. But I was thinking, what about a partner game, right? A game that is meant to be played collaboratively. And where I ended up on that train of thought was a Black Widow and Hawkeye game.
Interesting.
Right? right?
Interesting. Okay.
Yep. And here's one of the reasons why I'm including it on my list, because it's not just the action element where you have two characters that have two different skill sets, but there's opportunities here for a little espionage, right? So you can mix in not just the straight mano-a-mano combat, but you have to be discreet. You have to be sneaky. You have to be clever. There's some puzzle solving elements here of utilizing the spycraft skills beyond just the boom, bang, pow going on here. And I could see that being a really fun collab game setting. And again, if they're spies, they can go all over the freaking world doing different missions. This could be, and I think this would actually be a lot of fun. An Avengers team up, right? So there's no cheat code of let's just call in Iron Man, or what if we give Hulk a call? So it's before perhaps they meet those other metahuman influences. There's some ideas, but that's my number 4. A little Black Widow plus Hawkeye collab.
Okay.
There you go.
My number 4, I have Captain America. And this is less world building, and this is more like a timepiece, essentially.
Yep.
And you can go do a couple different things, right?
Yep.
Maybe the first full game is set in 1940s, and you're going after the Red Skull and the Nazis.
Yep.
Right? Because again, who doesn't want to kick Nazis' ass? That you know, like everybody wants to go.
Yeah.
Like that was why Captain America exists.
Yeah.
We needed that in our world. So, you know, I think of that. You can do it where it's in the modern day now, where he's going up against all of his old foes that he fought against in 1942. Right. I think that's also appealing. You could also do it where you hop back and forth. And it's kind of like, but you could do it.
No, I like the idea of that first game being in that more historical setting, because I say first game intentionally. I think there would be subsequent games, and I love the idea of establishing the character with those potential adversaries that will arrive in modern times, but establishing him firmly in that historical setting. I think that's great.
Yeah. So definitely Captain America at number 4.
It wouldn't be fun just to chuck that shield around, right?
Or take out a tank.
100%.
Like just shove the shield right in there and just, or just block it right up front. And just watch it blow up.
Get to actually utilize the utility of weapon and protective device. It's very fun.
Yep. Have Bucky around with you until you lose him. And then the next game he comes back as the Winter Soldier. There's a lot of potential there.
A lot of potential. I love it.
So that's my number 4.
Good number 4.
Yeah. Number 3, this goes back to the world building. I have Thor. Now, I picked Thor. Okay. I was between 2 characters when I picked Thor. I was between Thor and I was between Wonder Woman, because I feel like they are 2 very similar routes.
Yep.
And I chose Thor just because the Norse mythology hasn't been tapped into as much as the Greek mythology.
Sure.
Now,
we
can talk about God of War, because God of War goes into both Greek and then Norse. Okay, so not counting God of War.
It's cheating.
I'm not saying I want to see Thor go and kill all the Norse gods.
Yeah.
Right? However, I think it would be very interesting to explore all of the realms, all the 9 realms.
Yeah.
There's a lot of potential there.
Yep.
Just with like, okay, here's the frost giants, here's the trolls.
Yep.
Go through all the elves.
Yep.
That is appealing to me in that sense. So I have Thor at
great.
3.
It's a great number 3. Love it. My number 3 is Iron Man. I think there's so much, just maybe not quite infinite, but as close to infinite as you can get, of customization and upgradability and replayability that could come with an Iron Man game. Like, we know in the comics, and of course we've seen it in the movies as well, how many freaking times Tony upgrades or changes his armor, right? Like, it's a silly number of times. What if you could do that in a video game? Now, you can't just say, I just want everything. That's not how it works. You have some actual parameters that you have to respect and live within, but I think that presents a nice, unique challenge as well. And for as formidable as Iron Man obviously is as a character, he's far from invincible. And so, even though, of course, the comics like to call him the Invincible Iron Man, come at me, bro. I think there's plenty of, again, natural limitations there where he can be had, and you feel the challenge you feel a challenge of the game. There's plenty of like Earth-based characters that he could go up against. You can send him out into space. So there's a lot of, I think there's just a wide range of foes that he could deal with. And I just imagine like what it would be like to play with Iron Man as a character. I only have good things that come through my head. It sounds like a whole lot of fun. Like I just get like Star Wars Battlefront in my mind when I think of what an Iron Man game would look like something similar to that. That's what I'm imagining. So my number 2 is Wonder Woman. Love what you said about Thor. I came at the Wonder Woman conclusion for many of the same reasons that you did with Thor, of the just that mythology adjacency. I love the world. I think there's a lot you could explore on Themyscira. That can obviously be the home base, but then you have these more mystic realms, if you will. There's obviously Earth. I just think there's a ton to explore there. And she's such a freaking cool character. She has the shield. She has the sword. She has the lasso. She has the ability to do fisticuffs. I think there's just a wide range of ways that she can both attack and protect. I think that would be a blast to play her as a character. And again, just the potential for the world building. I would love to see Themyscira just even fleshed out a little bit more, where it's not just this kind of ambiguous, it's just an island. It's like, well, let's get into it. What's on the island? Are there like portals to other realms that she could access? That'd be a lot of fun, right? So treating Themyscira as like a central hub of sorts, where there's plenty for you to do there, but then it's where you gain or have access to other places. I think that'd be a delight.
She does have the advantage in the weapon department.
Oh,
not that Thor can't use other weapons, but
he's got a good one.
He's got Old Reliable. And
the old 6-shooter.
Yeah. And Wonder Woman, she had her Reliable's a whip.
Yep.
And you can do a very limited amount of things with a whip. Mm-hmm. So more of a utility weapon.
Yeah, she and Indiana Jones have gotten the most out of their whips, haven't they?
True.
They certainly have. Your number 2, sir.
My number 2, my only DC pick of the whole thing. Mm-hmm. Because like we talked about off camera, and maybe a little at the front, but DC's characters are very hard in the sense of they are OP. Some of them, a good round of them are hard to put into a video game. We talked about Flash, especially being a very hard character.
No idea how
to build a video game with or around. And he has a great rogues gallery to go up against. Yeah. So I picked the Green Lanterns. Mm-hmm. I think you could get a little bit creative and maybe you pick which Green Lantern you are, and that depends on what abilities
impacts your skill
that
sets.
They have.
100%.
Correct.
100%.
Right? If you want a more creative set, you go with Kyle Rayner. If you want more militaristic, you go with John Stewart.
Right.
If you want your up close and personal, you go with Guy Gardner. Mm-hmm. I think you make Hal your all-around guy.
Yep.
There's options.
100%. Can you imagine getting to play like as Kilowog?
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
And he's right up there with Guy Gardner probably in the brutality portion.
Yep.
So, but the world building, the different planets you can go to.
Totally.
The enemies. I mean, we're talking about the Yellow Lantern Corps. We're talking about the Red Lantern Corps.
Tons.
If you want to go Blackest Night route, do it. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of options you can go here with the Green Lantern Corps.
No question.
And they're one that I don't think you can get overtly complicated with. Mm-hmm. They're one you can you pick a lane and a play style and you can just go to work.
Totally.
So that's my number 2.
Great. Your number 1, sir.
My number 1 is Iron Man. Mm-hmm. For a lot of the things that you said, the customizability. I mean, imagine hitting your Iron Man to different play styles as well, kind of with Green Lantern.
Right.
I think of all of Iron Man's enemies, you can even give them a little bit of an upgrade if you're going the Insomniac route. Like, make a not so ridiculous MODOK. Whiplash in the comics,
formidable.
Fantastic.
Yes.
Fantastic. Mandarin.
Yep.
You could even set the Mandarin up as this tech CEO who's outfitting all of these companies, and he's actually magical. That's great. Mandarin's sick.
Novel idea.
Ironmonger as well.
Get Zeke Stain in there.
Stain,
100%.
Fantastic. You go down the technical route, and you have to get a little bit creative, but just Iron Man's arsenal alone, whether you want to specialize in lasers or specialize in rockets.
Yep. Yeah.
Get up and personal with a sword. Totally. I don't know. It's Iron Man. You can do what you want.
Nanotech in there.
So, like you said, the replayability and just, okay, I can kit Iron Man out how I want, and we can try this route and see how it goes. And maybe each boss, you're sitting back and you have to re-outfit how he works to have a better advantage against that villain.
Forces you to use a different set of skills.
Because that's part of Iron Man 2 is he's always upgrading, he's always retooling and re-kitting. So maybe that's part of it too. We're like, oh,
he's not the blunt instrument. There is always that element of cleverness that's the foundation of trying to out-strategize and out-fox the opponent.
And another thing that we haven't talked about yet, and you can do this with Green Lanterns too, obviously, but the aerial fights.
Yep. Yeah.
I mean, that's essentially
fun.
A flight simulator, if you want it to be.
Right. Totally.
I love that. Just go send him going after some jets to take out. Fantastic.
So much fun.
So I have Iron Man at number 1.
It's a great number 1. My number 1 is the Green Lantern Corps. It's everything that you said, I agree with. Word for word. I think both of our tops are similar because of that customization and that replayability. Like the possibilities are almost infinite. And I love the fact that there's great rogues galleries with both, like you said, the Green Lantern Corps. There's all the other color spectrums that you can battle against. I think it'd be fun if they incorporate some storylines where you could play as some of those villains as well, right? It's one of the great things about the Green Lantern Corps is a lot of the adjacent corps, they are adversaries of, but there are plenty of times where they're having to work even begrudgingly side by side for a common cause because they have a decent amount in common. So if you had to play it as a Yellow Lantern or a Red Lantern, I think that would be a whole lot of fun at different points.
Even imagine, too, you're playing Sinestro, but when you start out the game, he's with the Green Lantern Corps. And then you can make the decision to change to the Yellow Lanterns, and all of a sudden his power set changes a little bit. So there's definitely options.
Yeah, I think it's so much fun. So there's so much potential there. Again, it's just kind of wild to me that with all of the space-based games that we've had for decades, we haven't tapped into that one. That seems like a heck of an opportunity, heck of a potential layup. So Green Lantern Corps for me is my number 1.
Just got to find the right company to do it.
100%. 100%. That's great.